7 top tips to get an A star in GCSE Spanish. Let's get going. So, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about listening, reading, vocabulary, grammar. Relax while you're learning, and you can do that. Top revision materials. I'm also then going to talk about a surprising top tip. So, un poco de escuchar, leer, un poco de vocabulario, un poco de gramática. Aprendes cuando escuchas, top revision materials, and a surprise top tip. So, let's get into the meat of this video. So, listening. How can you get hold of materials? So, obviously you go to your exam board papers, and other exam board papers, don't forget that. And don't forget IGCSE if you're aiming at the really top grades. GCSE Spanish on the net is a great source of information. Use your textbooks if you can get hold of those online. BBC La Vida Loca is a fantastic resource, as is the other BBC sites. And there are loads of good materials on YouTube. For example, Extra en Español, and look at the links below, in the description below, and you will be able to find some great listening materials. So, point number 1, tip 1, listening. Now let's move on. So, reading. What can you use for reading? So obviously your first port of call is your old exam board papers. Your exam board papers, and then of course other exam board old papers. Great source of information and reading materials. IGCSE Spanish old papers, fantastic as well. And please visit that BBC website. Loads and loads of good stuff there, and all the links in this video and the description are in the description below. So there you've got un poco de leer, reading practice. So in the description below. So grammar, the thorny question of grammar. Have you thought of these websites? Verbix.com, conjuguemos.com, SpanishDict.com. Fantastic resources these. StudySpanish.com. Well worth looking at. Spanish GCSE on the net. My own website and YouTube channel. Well worth looking at. So all of those will help you with your grammar. Look in the description below for further links. So there we have it, un poquito de gramática. So we're getting nicely into the video now. So vocabulary, the thorny question of vocabulary. Loads of resources out there. Quizlet, Vocab Express, Flashsticks, what a fantastic resource that is. School list, you've been given school lists of vocab from school. Textbook lists, but these are the key areas. Make sure you know your numbers, make sure you know your verbs, and make sure you know a good deal of prepositions. So links and more info in the description below. So let's just run through those again nice and quickly. Quizlet, Vocab Express, Flashsticks, what a great resource that is. If you don't know what it is, look it up in the description below. So now, relax and learn Spanish in your own time. So how can you do that? Loads of music on the net, loads of sports materials, online Spanish shows. Have you heard of El Ministerio del Tiempo? What a fantastic resource. YouTube, loads and loads of stuff. Suggestions. Look in the description box below. Loads and loads of suggestions, loads and loads of links. Do it. You know it makes sense. Un poco de música, un poco de fútbol. YouTube. El Ministerio del Tiempo. All of those suggested links below. So, what sort of revision materials are you using? Well, there's loads of stuff out there. Loads of great revision materials. But one of my favourites, and they've been around a long time. Loads of links, as I say, in the description below, but my favourites are potentially the CGP books. Really well worthwhile, nice and cheap. They're among the best. So, as promised, the top tip. Glad you've stuck around this long in the video. Now, here we go. use the technology. All I suggest you do is set up a schedule with a friend, and that you are going to text that friend when you've done 10 minutes good revision. What? 10 minutes? Yes, 10 minutes good revision, say solid vocab revision. Then what you do is you send them a text and they'll come back to you with a little smiley face. Do it the same time every day. So there's my top tip. Do it the same time every day. Send those texts and get confirmation back that you're doing well with a little smiley face. So that's all there is to it, really. Well, it's not that simple, but here we go. Stay calm, stay focused, take regular and exercise. Corny, this is it is corny, but do your best. If you found this useful, why don't you consider subscribing to this channel? There's loads more stuff coming your way from this channel. So, this is important. Mantén la calma y habla español. And so, click below and consider, please, subscribing to the channel if you have found it useful.